Hello again. We're nearly at the end, guys. We're nearly there. Only got a couple more bits, and you are free to do as you will with it. I'm putting the bump back to 1 to a more respectable level. Alright, the rough... In fact, let's turn it off because we're on the roughness control and it's way clearer. Excuse me, without any bump in the way to show you. So the brick face roughness, what this one does, it's similar to the broken brick bump in that it will only affect certain bricks depending on their height. So if I drag this out and then all the way over, every single brick is going to get the same effect. So you can see the further back I go, you know, there are less bricks being affected, or the furthermost, it's the opposite. The furthermost bricks are getting the reflectance and reflectivity, and if I drag it in, the bricks closer to the wall will get it. So that's if you want. Well, let's just open it. Let's just put it on at the reconnect here, conveniently placed below the end of the chain. Again, it's tough to. There we are. There's the light source. So if I bring this out, every brick is getting this shade of roughness, which isn't black. Otherwise, well, if it was black, you'd see it'd just be completely reflective, like a mirror. Which I don't think there are brick walls like that. So that's more subtle. And then if I drag it back, you can see in the window that the ones that are furthermost facing are getting the roughness, but the ones closest to the wall, oh, don't flip them. That's flipped. Right, back there. Yeah, here we go. So that's way clearer. This one is obviously these three are very far out of the wall, so they're getting a ton of reflectance, and the other bunch aren't, unless I do that and allow more of the reflectance through. And then with this slider, if you jump over to there, we've already looked at that. This is the roughness slider, and we've only got a small amount, but you remember it from the colour. So here's the dirt streaks becoming water streaks right there, and you've got all the control to make them thicker, wider, more of them in the dirt streaks colour area. I think that's roughness done, so we might as well do the last one, the RGB, the custom texture inputs. Yeah, okay. So finally you have this. So you've got your node set up for your maps. So you've got diffuse, roughness, bump and normal, and some controls over here. So let's just put in diffuse texture real fast, concrete or something obvious, Nick. Let's put a rock face, not using the infinite rock builder, which is also another shader I do build. So I've now put in my texture. If I want it to display over here, that's what I do. So now I've got my RGB rock texture over the bricks, and only the bricks. It's set up to not, well, so you can choose both. So if I extrude some of this, it's not going to affect the mortar. It's still affected by the same filters. So, and if I wanted the mortar instead of the bricks, I'd just do that. So now the rock wall is behind the bricks. I mean, I'm not sure what happens if you put 0.5 in. Probably nothing brilliant. Yeah, that's all right. So you can, either on the bricks or on the mortar. Your call. And as I say, all the maps are set up. You don't need me to put everything in. It's all there for you, all the controls. That is not straight. And I have a thing about straight lines in my engine. That is it. You can, if you want a bit of metallic, you can edit that in here if you so wish. I didn't feel a need for a control for that because you're already here. And I'll finish on a couple of tips, actually. So let's just put let me go back, remove the old RGB. So over here, I've kind of color-coded as much as I can. Anything, and there's a little, oh, the key's gone. No, there's the key. So there's a little key which explains this anyway. But anything that's in one of these colored frames, by all means edit them. But only the green ones. Everything else is black. Anything that's black, don't mess with it. Don't do it. It's not advised. You could change one of these and then the whole thing is messed up. It's as you can see, it's complicated and it took a while to set up in the position it's in. So that's why I'm being very specific about saying what you can change and what you can't change without ruining it. So anything in these kind of bluish, purpley bits, frames, by all means change the green stuff as much as you want. It's not going to affect the functionality of it at all. It's purely aesthetic. But just be aware that, you know, hopefully you've still got the don't edit this material, because it's all set to default. So by all means do it, but just make sure you've got a copy that you haven't done it with. And these ones, these kind of light blue, greeny lime colour ones, is a colour I hate. I think that's why I've made these ones. I just don't like that colour, but it's very clear and very obvious. And those ones are kind of last resort. So if you've changed as much as you want, but you still think there could be something different, then have a look at the ones that are coloured like this. And then you can fiddle with those settings, and again it will change the aesthetics. These two specifically are for the mortar shape. So when the actual brick texture mortar shape, not the uneven brick edges, this is the one that comes out of the displacement brick texture. These two through here go into that, and they affect how the brick texture displays the mortar. That's where you get all those like dodgy creases and edges. But as I say, that's why I put the uneven brick edges in, because I felt there could be more control. These give you quite a lot, and they can change the look of the mortar shape dramatically. But this, I've just left it here because it seems to work nicely with the setup that I've got, and with the uneven brick edges mix. I like what that does, but you're more than welcome to change it. Just remember, always have a default copy. That's the lot. We're done. That is the IWB. As you can see, there is an absolute ton of control. I've never had so much fun making or looking at brick walls. I thoroughly enjoy making different brick walls. I just do it when there's no reason. I'll make a brick wall. Let's have a look. What can I make? It's just, I find it really, really fun. And I hope you do too. Alright. I've been Nick. You have definitely been you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.